I'm Nana Aquarius. This is GBN Royal. Oh dear, yet another poor me premiere, but this time it's not of his own making. Prince Harry, the Lost Prince. Well, that's the title of the latest documentary featuring Harry and Meghan's life in Montecito. Now, this one was actually put together by German network ZDF. The Lost Prince explores the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's life in California. It's a kind of documentary about you without you. Apparently, the filmmakers went to the wealthy coast of the city of Montecito, where they spoke to locals who claimed to live near the couple. The pair moved to California in 2020 after stepping back as senior royals for privacy. And for those of you who don't know the original story of the Lost Prince, it was actually based on a true story of Prince John, who lived from 1905 to 1919 and was the youngest son of King George V and Queen Mary. Now, Prince John had a pretty tragic life. He developed epilepsy and pervasive developmental disorder, and he also had a learning disability. He led, as I said, a kind of sad life, and apparently royal embarrassment meant that John's existence and the condition were all concealed. Prince John tragically died at only 13 years of age of an epileptic seizure in Sandringham. It's a very heartbreaking story, but there is no equivalence to this and Prince Harry, apart from the embarrassment, which was tragic in the Prince John's case, but in Harry's it's completely self-made. In the documentary, one of the Sussex's neighbours even criticises Meghan, saying that she's no asset to the community, but that Harry is more sociable. Of course he is. I mean, that's what he was brought up to do. And he's good at it. Harry is very good at being sociable. So it doesn't really work, him being sort of cupboarded away in a little corner somewhere and not doing very much at all. What is of their own making was the promise to drive content that informs, but also, in their words, gives hope through a truthful, relatable lens. Since then, we've had Harry's well-received Invictus Games documentary and another less good one about leadership. There was that $20 million Archetypes podcast to Spotify, which was abandoned in 2023 after just 13, unlucky for some episodes, with one of the company's employees calling them effing grifters. And despite a talk about Meghan's cookery programme, that has still yet to materialise. The couple had no involvement in the Lost Prince. But we now have the pleasure of Polo, a documentary executive produced by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And Polo,
once known as the fun-loving prince, the royal rebel who broke tradition but won hearts, Prince Harry has become something very different. From palace privilege to podcast pity, his transformation has left even his supporters divided. And now, his latest move has sparked yet another wave of criticism and humiliation. It all began with good intentions, a man stepping out of the shadow of monarchy, seeking purpose beyond the crown. But somewhere between Netflix deals, memoir confessions, and celebrity interviews, that mission lost its meaning. Today, Harry isn't just making headlines. He's making mistakes, costly ones, both to his reputation and to the family name he once vowed to protect. Harry's latest appearance, a desperate PR stunt disguised as philanthropy, has backfired spectacularly. Critics say it's less about helping others and more about staying relevant. From carefully staged photo ops to self-congratulatory messaging, this once respected royal now appears to be the Lost Prince of Whinge-sor, forever lamenting the life he left behind. The British press didn't hold back, calling his latest move tone-deaf, performative, and painfully self-serving. Meanwhile, even royal fans online are beginning to question, has Harry traded authenticity for attention? Once celebrated for his candour, he's now mocked for his complaints. Once praised for his courage, he's accused of playing victim. At Buckingham Palace, silence speaks louder than any statement. Insiders say King Charles and Prince William are deeply disappointed not just by Harry's actions, but by the circus that follows him. For the monarchy, each new controversy is another reminder that reconciliation may be impossible, especially while the cameras keep rolling. What Harry doesn't seem to realize is that with every public grievance, every headline, every complaint, he chips away at the legacy he once inherited. A prince born to serve, now serves only his story. The Lost Prince of Whinge-sor, once the people's favourite, now the world's fascination. His latest humiliation isn't just another PR blunder, it's a reflection of a man caught between royalty and resentment.
A game that only the elite can afford in these difficult times seems at odds with how the rest of us live. It's totally unrelatable. I'm not sure why anyone would be remotely interested. It features strapping rich people on horseback playing a game that most don't even know or understand the rules of, and most will never have any hope of ever playing. Unlike, of course, Jilly Cooper's book about the sport, which I read back to back, and I then read it again. Jilly was able to relate to emotions and that we all share. Prince Harry's documentary features very little of that, and very little, if anything, of him. In the documentary, we meet Louis de Villiers, the patron and player of a team called Le Fay, a man whose biceps are as big as his head, with a pretty vile temper. He didn't seem to have much compassion for his ponies, and at one point saying, "I don't even know what my effing horses' names are." Great guy. Who would put their name to that? Check out some of the trailer and see if you can spot Harry. Exactly. He's not even in it. I mean, it was kind of sold to me that he would be. I mean, maybe I got it wrong, but it was executive produced by the couple and no sign of them in it. In the meantime, Harry attended a summit in New York where he dismissed the idea of returning to the UK and said that his kids benefited from greater privacy in the US and he feared their safety was at risk in the UK, so they won't be visiting anytime soon. But don't make me laugh. Greater privacy. Hilarious. After all the nonsense you've both shovelled in the world's face, you have the audacity to claim more privacy and that your kids won't be safe. If you were bothered about that, Harry, perhaps you should have considered not revealing your so-called kill count in that awful memoir, Spare. You could have easily gone quietly to the States and got on with your life. But no, there was Oprah, that global TV star, with that global interview, documentaries, books, the incessant whinging. You did this by yourselves and to yourselves. It's so annoying as well. Just when you think you're warming to Prince Harry, he comes out with stuff like this. Just take your kids to see your grandparents, for goodness sake, and tell Meghan to go and see her sick father. It's embarrassing. In other news, Prince William stepped up to the plate meeting Donald Trump at the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral, which was largely destroyed by fire 5 years ago. What a brilliant statesman that William is turning out to be compared to his woeful brother. Chalk and cheese. And as we approach Christmas, I can't see any hope of any sort of reconciliation. The Sussexes have lost their deal with Spotify. Their foundation, Archwell, is hemorrhaging staff. If the polo thing and Meghan's brand fail, and if Harry is kicked out of the States, I can't see what else the couple have to offer.